Hey everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to use Splitter to get a rigid body to nicely ride a moving platform. So I'm starting with a blank scene here, or almost blank. It's got a camera and a directional light. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a model. This is going to be the model for the moving platform. It's basically, I just started with a cube and I'm changing the scale so it looks a little bit more like a moving platform. And I'm going to create an empty parent, and this is going to really be the moving platform. It's going to have a rigid body we will add to it. Now this moving platform only moves on the x-axis. So we're going to freeze the y and z position and also the x, y, and z rotation. We're also going to get rid of the gravity, and we're also going to get rid of the angular drag because we won't really be using that in this situation. Now, I've also created ahead of time a moving platform script. This will be included in the Unity asset, so you can feel free to check it out there, but it's nothing special, just has a few rigid body add forces. So I'm going to set it to have a 2-second cycle time and cover a distance of 4 units. And we'll press play just to see what that looks like. And you can see it's shuffling back and forth. That's perfect. Okay. So we are going to add a splitter anchor component. Basically what that does is it designates this moving platform as being a physical anchor, meaning that splitter subscribers that collide with our moving platform will enter this physical scene and will able to be at rest on this moving platform. So as you can see, it has an entrance priority. We don't have to worry about this for now. That's for really for nesting these things. But what we do have is the entrance triggers and stay triggers. These are important. This is how we know that there are splitter subscriber physical objects that want to enter this physics context. So we have to add those. So I'm going to add an entrance transform underneath our moving platform. We're going to give it a box collider. We're going to make sure it's a trigger. And you know what? I can tell that you can barely see what's going on with that green wireframe probably. So I'm just going to change the material here for visibility purposes. And we're going to shape it up and change the size just to make sure it's a little bit smaller than the actual moving platform and make sure it's sitting right on top. Doesn't need to be very big. And we're going to duplicate that to make the stay collider. Now we want this one just to be a little bigger so that once our objects hit the entrance collider, they have a little bit larger of a buffer zone to stay in until they exit. This prevents things like jitter or rapidly entering and exiting this physics context. And let's go back to our splitter anchor script and hook all that stuff up. You want to drop the entrance trigger into the entrance triggers and the stay trigger into the stay triggers. And now we are almost done. We just need to add a little cube that's going to ride on this moving platform. So let's move it back to the origin and put it up a little bit just so it drops on there nicely. We're going to add a rigid body. This rigid body should be good as is. And then from there, we just need to add a splitter subscriber to give it the behavior. And we don't need to make any changes there either. So let's see what happens. Ta-da! As you can see, the splitter subscriber is smoothly riding on our moving platform. And that's pretty much it. Like I said earlier, this scene will be included in the Unity asset. Feel free to browse the splitter website. There's plenty of documentation there and tips and tricks. There's also contact information there if you'd like to get in touch or you have questions about this. You can also just leave comments here. I'm sure I'll see them. And thanks for watching. Good luck.